staying with us on Youth Special. We're still here at the lovely Hindustan University campus. And we've been talking about whether the young leaders of India really doomed in the nation of 2010. Nikhilesh, I want to begin with you and ask you whether politics and youth is in fact a good combination.
It is a good combination, but the thing is that youth as of now, as in a young politician, he can't do much. He can't do much in India because in India the situation is in such a way that his each and every decision is influenced by his superiors.
Okay.
As in he has to report to somebody in the end.
Right.
Okay, and a layman cannot come up in politics because he needs capital.
Right.
Okay, because you need money for everything in politics.
Right.
And you need support from the people. And unless you are from a film background or you are from a political background,
Right.
a layman cannot make it in
Or
India.
maybe even a cricket background, right?
Yeah,
Even
maybe
that
cricket.
considers
Yeah, it is a
talking,
religion. So.
Okay, I want to ask you also at this point, whether can somebody who does not belong to either of these backgrounds really make it? Because you are a crowd who wants to really do something. The youngsters of today want to do something, make a change, and be part of the whole political drive. But do you believe that maybe a layperson can really make it if you don't have a background of any sorts?
Yes, ma'am. The Constitution certainly enables every individual
Yes.
to do so.
Yes.
Now, background is certainly a big factor.
Right.
Like whether your family is hierarchically into politics,
Right.
or whether you're into politics through sports, or whether you're into politics through the film line,
Right.
etc.
Right.
But ma'am, we as students, as our hearts are totally filled with pride and that bravado to do something for our country, ma'am. I personally, how I view it is like this, ma'am. Like for example, Dr. Vijay Mallya, he is in the Rajya Sabha. Similarly, you look at the top corporate officers; they have their say. So, ma'am,
Money does the talking, yeah?
No. I'm not saying money does the talking, ma'am. It's just that we are stereotyped ourselves to in that certain, the system is stereotyped. We cannot do something new. But the thing is, ma'am, I personally, if given a chance, how I would reach that step is, I would actually climb the ladder, establish myself in the corporate arena, and then I would say, look, you're doing this is not the way to do it. I mean, not to snub that person,
Right.
but actually to make a difference.
Okay.
And it's just that, ma'am, it's all possible. It's all pragmatic. It's very practical, and we can certainly make a difference, ma'am.
Alright, so maybe that initial stage could be difficult, but if you've established yourself, it's an easy
Yeah,
way out. you're
exactly,
saying.
exactly.
Okay. But for those who are already in the political line, who have backgrounds, do you think it's maybe it's easier to get in that way, or maybe it's just in their blood to take on an administration that way?
I like to say politics is not about blood.
Really?
Yeah, it's not about blood.
Okay.
Politics is what people make you, what people around you make you. That's exactly what society is.
Okay.
See, he gave an example of Vijay Mallya. Vijay Mallya has his own lobbyists in the Lok Sabha to push his the bills he wants to. The same way all big conglomerates have it, like Reliance have that. Same way, if you notice, all the big political parties in India are super rich people. It's India's. You don't need to talk about them. They're like
Right.
the richest in
Yeah,
India.
from the royal family, yes.
Yeah, so the same thing goes. The Gandhi family, they are another rich family. The Pilot family. It's all money that's talking. So basically, what he's saying, you need a really powerful backing. Not about whether people are backing you up, are the right people backing you. That's what counts in politics. And he said, the layman coming up and all. If the layman's got the right backing, for example, Obama, he had the right backing. That's how he made it. No layman can just go up, to the governor and say, I want to do this. I
Right.
want to become the chief minister. I want to make a difference. You can make a difference, but you need a backing. So if you get there, please do make a
But
difference.
on that note, what I said was this: it's not the layman. It's you actually climb up the ranks. You go up the ranks, and then when you establish yourself in the corporate industry,
Yes.
then you actually, ma'am, you can take initiatives, ma'am. That is possible. But
Okay,
layman
but
in the
as in
sense,
do your homework
ma'am.
and
Yes,
maybe
ma'am.
You're obviously being optimistic there, but there is a difference of point of view. Yeah,
ma'am,
let me get in some more
okay,
views here. Now that they've brought in all of these, do you think it's also now that we've looked at people who have come from a background, let's rate them according to their performance so far? Maybe like a Rahul Gandhi or a Umar Abdullah or the Scindia. or anybody for the pilots as well, for that matter. Is there a change in the young people today really going ahead with the way they're treating the country and the people from their father's time?
Exactly. I believe politics is not one-man army thing. I mean, you need support from masses. You need a community of like-minded people to actually make a thing happen. All these people have been able to grab the spotlight just because they come from influential family, and it's like a cakewalk for them because they had the data, they had the base, everything. Why a layman can't do a thing is because, as I told you, it's not a one-man army thing. You need community of like-minded people. Like, you need a group of you need hundreds and millions of people to actually support the same cause and make it work. But I believe what youth really has is they have the guts to accept the whole thing. I would like to take an example of here. For example, British Prime Minister David Cameron.
Yes.
He apologized to the common people for an incident that happens decades back, like the Bloody Sunday
Would
thing.
you have an Indian do that?
Why not? If we have young people like
Really?
him. Exactly. I mean, if certain things like happen in UP or something, I guess Rahul Gandhi would support that. I mean, he would at least take the credit. This happened. He would apologize for it. At least other people, of course, would also help and extend a helping hand to him and tell him, okay, fine, this thing happened. We'll make sure this doesn't happen again. I mean, David Cameron.
So there is a sense of accountability among our young leaders today, at least.
Yeah, they have the guts to accept things.
Okay.
And then make the
So
things
maybe that's
work.
something that's lacking in the older generations.
They just try to
perhaps.
cover up things.
Do you think, there's also a sense of credibility and a sense of, accountability that comes in when young people take on a post?
I have a question to ask.
Okay, what
like
is that?
in present scenario in our India, I feel like being a good politician is an advertisement campaign.
Why?
Not that the person is capable. If you're from a good family, if you're lucky enough to be born in a good family or in a film industry, he's capable
Right.
to go upwards.
Right.
People who are really capable to go up, to lead people, they're not getting a chance. They're not having the privileges, so they're downtrodden.
Okay.
So I feel like in India, a good politician is just a campaign, advertisement campaign.
Okay.
And one more thing, in our system, there should be some way so that the people, from my age, people should be having some way. There should be some way to inculcate or bring up the people who are capable, like a youth parliament. In school itself, you can start youth parliament.
Yes.
You can bring up the people. You can bring up new ideas. You can ask them to publish their ideas, to come up with the ideas and show people that we are capable. Not because I'm from a good family.
So there should be a launching pad
Yeah.
at basic levels, at starting levels like colleges and
that's
schools,
it.
you're saying. Okay. One last point about the Yuvraj of today from you, and I'll wrap this segment. What do you think about youngsters in India today? Young leaders of India today?
Okay, I think this whole discussion about youth in politics is completely redundant.
Why?
It's a completely media-created phenomenon.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
completely. Because the question of youth in politics arises. The question of youth in politics arises only when they have achieved something. They have achieved absolutely nothing, and the only time when they can start to achieve is when they break away from the existing political structures, their parties and.
So you're saying maybe Rahul Gandhi should maybe start his own party then?
Yeah, exactly. Because in the Congress he cannot achieve anything because. As Rahul,
You think it's a party of old ideas?
yeah, exactly. He has to follow the party line. He cannot put his toe over the line and make his own decisions.
Okay. So,
So-
if there is a change, it has to be like substantiative change, which means another party altogether.
Yes,
which
exactly.
means move away from the
if
old.
he has any guts whatsoever, he will move away from the Congress and
You
not
think
listen
that's a lack of guts? What he's
Yeah,
really.
it's completely a lack of guts. If he wants to project himself as the face of New India, then he's got to give us something new. What is he giving us? He's giving us the same old Congress line, the same old Congress, motto.
Okay.
And he's asking us to vote for him just because he's the young and 35.
Okay.
Makes no sense to
Okay.
me.
Fair enough. That's another different point of view. But let's talk about also once in the politics, whether it really takes a lot, a lot in terms of sustaining and being there. Because we've had examples from Tamil Nadu itself. So we'll bring in all of that and quickly get your say also about whether you would in fact go back to your constituency and maybe one day take up a political post and do something for your people. That's coming up in the last and final segment of You Special. Do stay there.